Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Trace. Hello. Welcome in, folks. Picture on there because she is panini pressed. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody had a beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous here. Got up to about 77 today. It was sunny. It was, all the fall stuff is out, and, you wear a t-shirt during the day, and then by about 5:30, 6 o'clock, you got to throw on a sweatshirt. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Welcome in, everybody. So, before we get started with the main topic, and, she talks about her side of TikTok, the other side of TikTok, FWA, listen to me. The side of TikTok I'm on is awareness. And I call out people begging on TikTok. And when you sit on your live and you're traveling somewhere, who the hell cares? And you flat out say, hey, I need a pair of headphones because I left mine in my gym bag. Can somebody please post my Cash App because I need to get a pair? That, my friend, is begging. 100%. 100% begging. When you sit there in a live and you say, I need 40 of the teddy bears. Start sending teddy bears. I need 40. Start sending them right now. Get those teddy bears. I need them. That's called begging. Now, for somebody who claims to have a lot of money and claims to have 3 upright freezers full of food, why the fuck can't you afford your own pair of headphones? Can you explain that? Why do you constantly need people to send you money for headphones, for your daughter to get your nails done, for DoorDash? Why are you relying on and guilting your followers into sending you money? You do realize that it is against TikTok user agreement to post your financial apps for monetary gain. You do realize that, right? You do realize it is against TikTok guidelines to ask and beg for gifts. You do realize that, FWA. You know what another thing she has in common? You know what else she has in common with the beggars? What she has in common with the beggars is claiming harassment, stalking. I talked to a police officer, and what Scammyclaus is doing is harassment and stalking. Shut up. Told that I'm harassing. And I'm a stalker. Really? Do you realize how many... FWA, you sound just like the beggars. You literally beg for stuff and you post your Cash App, and then you call people bringing awareness to you, harassing. This woman is the complete beggar package. Or post them on YouTube. Guess what, FWA? You have no say in who streams you, who posts you, who reposts your live, or who records your lives. You have no say in that. The only way you have say in it if you legally copyright your TikTok username and you file it in the United States Copyright Office. That's it. So enough with this bullshit that people are not allowed to stream you, record you, repost you. It is a public platform. You don't want it done, then go private. Number 2, bringing awareness to a beggar is not harassment or stalking. So enough of that bullshit. You want to talk about what is illegal, though? And I have hundreds of hours of your lives. What is illegal is threatening somebody with physical violence, which is what you did to me. What is shunned upon by law enforcement is people being racist, people being homophobic. And I have hundreds of hours of you and other people in your lives doing that. So as your numbers continue to dwindle, as your support continues to dwindle, stop blaming it on everybody who's bringing awareness to you. Boxes that are absolutely torpedoing your persona, your platform, and the facade that you have up as you're some type of person. So stop with the bullshit. Stop. I did a new video of FWA. You guys can go look at it later. She is flat out begging somebody to send her money for new headphones. And she had one of her mods post her Cash App. Sounds similar to someone else. Let's think. Oh, Sean maybe? Maggie maybe? I don't think you're a scammer, FWA, but you're definitely a beggar. Flat out, 100% clock it. You are a beggar. So, I wanted to get that off my chest first because she's annoying as hell. Not a fan. Not a fan. Good evening, Tracy.
Good evening. How are you?
Living the dream.
Right?
You know, a couple of things I got to get off my chest before we get started was the FWA thing. The other thing I got to get off of my chest, which somebody needs to really talk me down from this. I'm telling you that right now. I was just, prior to coming in live, I was looking through the FYP. Can you tell me why it's necessary? Okay, and I understand educational purposes and all that. Can you understand why, and somebody explain to me why it is necessary for a surgeon to explain exactly what happened to Charlie Kirk? Medically speaking, hypothesizing about what happened, why the fuck does anybody need to know that? I need to know that. It's unbelievable. Nobody needs to know that shit. I mean, that horrendous video is posted all over the place. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it. We don't need to know it. We don't need to know it. I don't know. I that really kind of, and then the other thing was, not only was somebody doing that, and there's been a lot of people in the medical field doing that. And the thing that was, to me, more of a turnoff is the fact that the guy had his gifts on, and he was collecting gifts like crazy. And it really left a sour taste in my mouth. It's just unnecessary. Let the man rest in peace. Um, we don't need um, we don't need to know. We don't need to know that shit. That's just my opinion. So, but guys, welcome in. What we're here for tonight. Let me change my background here because we don't need to be looking. So, what we're doing here tonight, and thank you for Tracy for putting together this presentation tonight. You've put out there what you do for a living, right, Trace?
Um, I think for the most part, a lot of people know what I do. Maybe not everybody, but
I mean, should I put that out, or do you want to keep it kind
I
of?
don't mind. Yeah, I'll take all the promotion I can get.
There you go. So, Tracy is, I'm not going to say what state you're in, but
Okay.
Tracy is a real estate broker.
Yes.
Okay. She knows all the ins and outs of real estate, of how the real estate websites work. She knows, everything there is to know about, um, posting houses, selling houses, um, finding information on houses.
Hmm.
And, what we wanted to do tonight was we wanted to show you guys information on things you can do to better protect yourself, your family, and more importantly, your identity and identifying factors that somebody can find really simply with a Google search. Now, let me put this into perspective for you, okay? And before I tell this story, um, this was what Tracy did last night, and what I asked her to do was to show you just how easy it is by little bits and pieces of information to be able to find where somebody is. Now, last night in Sean's live, he was in his kitchen and he was cooking something. She did that. She knew exactly what I was telling her to do.
Yes.
It's a weird thing, but she knew exactly what it was.
Yes.
And based on those screenshots, based on information that he has given out, and based on information that we know about him, in about an hour's time, Tracy was able to find where Sean was living.
Hmm.
Verified.
Yes.
Absolutely 100% verified. Now, again, I'm not going to use that information for anything because that's not the point. The point is how easy it is for these scum-sucking pigs on this app to find your information, and if they wanted to use it for doxing or to use it for other nefarious means.
Exactly.
So, if you remember with the Thomas Shields, he was on live one time, and in the background there was kind of a obelisk, like a structure. And was that you, Tracy, that found it? I can't
Um,
remember who it was.
it, if you tell more of it, then I'll know if it was me.
It probably, I don't think it was you then. But somebody saw that structure in the background, zoomed in on it, did a Google search on that picture, and found where he was. No, I don't think it wasn't Dora. I forgot who it was. But because of that one little thing in the background, we were able to figure out where he was during that live. And I believe that's when he was in Colorado.
Mm, yeah.
So, you have to be really careful. If you're somebody that goes live a lot, you do need to have a background that is a blank background, or you make sure that you use a green screen or something in order to, block your actual location. Um, so it can be very dangerous, and you need to make sure that you are very careful with what you show, and what little bits of information you can put out. Now, with Tracy and I, and with somebody like Sean, we watch him enough where he's put out little bits and pieces of information for months, and things that might seem not important that he's saying can be important when you are beginning to pinpoint where somebody is, because all those little pieces, when they start adding up, there it's another little puzzle piece in the whole picture. And that's exactly how Tracy was able to find him. Now, somebody just said in the chat, "Can you tell us what state?" No, I'm not saying anything about it, because the point of it wasn't to let people know where he is. The point of it was to show you how something as unimportant as kitchen cabinets, with that and other information that you know about somebody, you can locate where they are. And that's the danger of the internet. So, with Tracy's background with real estate and all that, she knows of ways that you can protect yourself. We've seen a lot of people being doxxed, and people that are doing the doxing are showing pictures of their house. And I mean, it's gotten to a point, it's absolutely ridiculous. So, this was Tracy's idea to do this live earlier in the week. And I said, absolutely. I will co host with you. I'm not hosting.
Yeah.
I'm going to let her take over. I'm going to try to show you as much that she's talking about on my iPad, to give you also a visual of what she's talking about. So, Tracy, when you want me to go to a certain website, let me know.
Okay.
And you're going to have to direct me on how to navigate through that site,
Okay.
to be able to show everybody what you're talking about. Okay.
Sounds great to me.
Okay, Trace, why don't you take over here?
Okay. All right. Well, first of all, I appreciate everybody that came in tonight to hear this. I appreciate Scammy for hosting. This is just one of those topics that we could do probably several lives about, but there's just so much information about, to be given to protect yourself. Tonight, I want to just mull over the highlights, the majors. Excuse me. I myself have probably been on TikTok for about a year and a half, and in that year and a half, I have seen an absolute decline. Not necessarily the app, but the people on the app. I've watched people that I've grown friendships with be doxxed, personal information given out about themselves released, information about families, children. Um, yeah, it's getting ridiculous. I've listened to other people trying to intimidate other people on this app by showing their homes. Um, and unfortunately, I don't think it's going to go away. So tonight, I just want to, kind of arm you guys with some informational facts. Hopefully, it can safeguard you, and you're not going to be some nutball's next victim.
Yep,
So, so
exactly.
so how do we do this? Okay, well, I'm going to tell you there's not a 100% way of getting everything offline. Offline. But you can protect yourself and make it a little bit harder on them.
And let's
And
face it. Let's face it,
yeah.
Trace. The people that do this stuff,
Mm-hmm.
a majority of them luck out when they do a search that first time,
Oh
and
gosh,
they find that information.
definitely.
If you make it more difficult for these people to find your information,
Mm-hmm.
if you're able to block your information on certain sites that usually work for them,
Right.
chances are, welcome in all for one. Chances are, people are going to find out, that it's tougher than they thought, and they're just not going to continue.
Oh,
And,
absolutely.
and that's the case. As Tracy said, you can't block absolutely every site because there's probably sites that I don't know about or Tracy doesn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But the information we will give you tonight, should help you in terms of blocking a lot of known websites. And before I start this, also, somebody said, "Do I have to take notes?" No, you don't have to take notes. This video will be reposted, I'm sure, on YouTube on multiple sites. And Tracy's, we're going to be showing you some stuff on the iPad. I'm going to be showing you at the end a couple quick videos on YouTube, how to block your information on search, like background search websites like Intellius, been verified, how to
Mm-hmm.
get your information off those.
Absolutely. And there
Um,
is a test at the end, by the way. So
oh, is it
no, I'm
multiple
just
choice?
teasing.
Is it multiple choice? And do I get to
It is. It
do I
is.
get to fill in a bubble sheet? That's what I
Well,
want to
you
know.
know, well, you could have multiple choice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, so what's the first website you want me to go to here?
Oh goodness. Well, the first one I had on the docket
On the docket.
was
Say it. Just say it.
yes, the docket. Let me refer to my notes here. Well, the first one I was just going to go over Googling yourself.
Okay.
Let me look forward so you can prepare. Let me see what was
If
we
I go to
gonna.
google.com,
Yeah, go ahead and do that. Go to like yes, because
now
then I can.
here's the thing. I don't want to put my name in because I don't want people
No,
to see my information. So
no, definitely not.
how about we put in, let's make up a name. Let's make up a name. How about just somebody name Gloria Smith? How
There
about
you
that?
go. There you
Gloria
go.
Smith. I
There
don't
you
know
go.
anybody named Gloria Smith, but let's
Me
put in
neither.
Gloria Smith. Okay, so let me pop this open here so y'all can see it. Okay, so Gloria Smith. Let's see what happens. Okay, so all of a sudden we got a ton of Gloria Smiths.
Bingo.
Okay. Um, Lots of people with that name, lots of pictures out there. You've got obituaries, you've got all that
Mhm.
stuff.
Yep.
It's concerning. If none of you have ever Googled your name before, um, I highly suggest doing it because
No.
you'd be amazed. You'd be amazed.
You should Google yourself once a week. Like
Yeah,
I honestly, like clockwork, it's a Friday thing for me. Google yourself.
that actually doesn't sound very good. Everybody should Google themselves.
Google often and Google yourself often. No, but you do. You need to Google yourself.
I'm a firm believer in Googling.
I
Uh,
am too.
Okay, so on Google, if you find your information, what can you do about that?
Okay.
What can you do?
What can you do? All right. I am checking my notes. I'm cheating. I have a cheat sheet. Okay.
You Google,
So
I Google, we all Google.
we're all Googling down here. Come on now. All right. Well, I did want to note though on that when you're Googling yourself,
Please
it
do.
is best to log out of your Google account if you
Right,
have something set up because the search results are going to be different. So you
right. The
have to really
algorithm is going to be different.
exactly. So you do need to make sure. I suggest Googling yourself, your government name. I
Mhm.
also suggest you Google any pseudonym names that you have, things that you go online.
Right.
Like myself, I could Google Feral Tracy. Now, that's not my government name, but if anybody on TikTok who doesn't know my real name decides to, have beef with me and wants to decide to mouth off in Reddit about me, guess what? If I Google Feral Tracy, boom, you've got that information.
You
So,
know what? I just typed in Scammyclaus, and
oh,
this
there
what
you
came
go.
up. Scammyclaus TikTok.
See?
I don't even know if I want to open this. Yeah, I mean
Oh, see?
it posts bunch a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Holy
Absolutely.
crap. It
Absolutely.
posts a bunch of my videos. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And while you're there, you can also hit images,
Yep.
because then that will give you an indication of what images are popping up. I mean, how many times is your mug out there, So, yeah, hitting those options as well will, give you some results on, where is your information at. So, yeah, I see TikTok there, which,
Hey,
yeah,
look,
but
Scammyclaus for president. Hey,
oh, hey,
okay.
I like
Let's
that.
do this.
Who started that?
Exposing Scammyclaus, a call for
Awesome.
honesty. I don't even know what that is.
See?
Wow.
See? There you
So
go.
yeah,
See?
I haven't even seen this stuff. So yeah, so
See?
there's a lot of my stuff on here. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
my stuff on here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can also, when you're in Google, if you have an image of yourself, you can put it into the image searches
Holy
and
shit.
and it'll run your face and it'll show you like maybe where somebody for nefarious reasons took your picture and
Yeah.
posted it and on what websites. You deserve to know what websites that you're being posted on. You know.
Holy crap. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff. So there's a lot of images
Yeah.
of videos that I've done, all
Absolutely.
that kind of stuff.
Oh, there's the
Oh.
chicken. The girls
Yeah.
made it. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the one that says, Amy! Amy!
I
Yeah.
like that one. So yeah, so now you're finding all this information about yourself. If there's anything on there that you decide you want removed, Google does have a personal data removal form that you can fill out. So let's say, okay, I see this stuff on TikTok. Okay, I get it. YouTube, I get it. Let's say there's a hate page out there and somebody's posted a picture of you and you're like, you know what? I want that down. That's ridiculous. Okay. So what you do is you can log into your Google account
Okay.
and then let's see. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I'm looking down. Okay.
Actually checking something right now. Like, what is this video that
Oh,
somebody
see?
posted on me?
Oh dear.
Motherfuckers.
Oh no.
Oh, actually, no, that was my own video. Okay, that's
Oh, good, 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 good.
sorry, guys. I was worried about that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can, yeah. I'm like, oh fuck, what am
Oh,
I?
great. We're gonna really do this for real now.
Oh, great. Yeah. So okay, so you find something on there, and how would you go about getting it down? Now, I'm not going to be able to get any of this stuff down because
Right.
it's on TikTok. So,
Right.
it's
Right.
videos from TikTok. I can't do that. It's not going to take down a video like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so let's just pretend for the story's sake that you found something that wasn't associated with TikTok, YouTube, or anything like that. Say it was a hate page or, nasty or something, you want it taken down. So two options you have. One, you can just actually Google submission form, a Google submission form in Google.
So okay, so let me type that in.
Sure.
Google submission form.
Uh-huh. It should come up personal data removal request form if it doesn't pop
Yep.
up for you on that one.
Google Forms sign in, Google Forms online form builder. How can I see the Google form that I submitted?
Okay. Yeah, it's being wonky tonight. Go ahead and put in personal data removal request form then.
Google
Mm-hmm.
personal
Yep.
data removal.
Removal. You got it.
Okay. One of the great things is that how you get the AI thing. Okay. It
Yes.
says to remove personal data from Google, submit a removal request for information in search results. Use your Google account's My Activity page to delete specific data like search history or configure auto delete settings for future activities.
Mm-hmm.
One of the other things that's great is, there will usually be a video. It'll give you directions here step by step.
Mm-hmm.
Removal, results about you, open the Google app, tap your profile, um, results about you, and then you have to put in your personal. A lot of these sites are going to be the same thing. You have to put in your personal information, your email, your government first and last name.
Mm-hmm.
You might have to verify it with, other information like your address and all that. Generally, what will happen is somehow they have to verify that either the email is you or something like that. And what they will do is they will send a verification code, something like that, to your phone, or if it's to your email. And then you have to put in that verification code that they sent to you.
Right.
And once that's done, and you verified that it is actually you, then the form can be submitted.
Mm-hmm.
And at that point, the process will start. Now, what I've found with a lot of these websites, it can be instantaneous or it might take a few weeks.
Right.
So with Google again, um, you go to you go to your information, open the Google app, tap your icon, your little avatar in the upper right hand corner, select results about you, enter your personal information to scan for results. You'll get the results, and you can submit a request to have them removed from a Google search.
You got it.
Okay, using the content removal request form, go to the request to remove personal information form on Google Help. So I'm gonna let me show you this so you can see it, so it makes sense. From Google Help, select remove information you see in Google search. Choose whether the information is in search results and on the website or only in Google search results. Follow the specific directions to provide the necessary details and URLs for the pages you want to have removed. Okay, so that's okay, so that's I would say like the first step.
Yeah.
Okay, because generally people will Google search your name first if
Mm-hmm.
they have your first and last name. Okay. What's the next little hint you can give people?
Well, okay, so after you have done all that, we'll stay on Google because then we're going to go from that. And like I said, you can do that with your government names that you use online to see if anybody is using those as well in your likeness. So then we're going to move on to the dreaded people posting photos of your home online.
Yes.
So we're gonna learn. I know a lot of people may know this already, but I think there's some people who don't. We're going to let you know how you can Google blur out your house so they cannot post a photo of your home.
Right. Google Street View is the one that people will always go to.
Yes,
Okay. So
absolutely.
if you open up, and I just Google search for Google Street View. And
Mm-hmm.
if I open that up, bringing your map to life. Yeah, because that's what everybody wants.
Absolutely.
So when you go to the website, you go to Street View, okay? And I'm not really going to show you, exactly what's going on, but I'm going to put in, for instance, my street address,
Mm-hmm.
okay? So I'm putting in the name of my street. And then, as you type, it will narrow down exactly what state you're in, what town you're in, and your zip code and all that. So what happened here was I put in my address, and lo and behold, it shows my house. But
Yes.
the difference being is that I already took care of this on Google Street View.
Where'd it go?
Okay. I put in a request months ago when Sean doxed me, and I knew people were looking up my house because I know somebody made a comment about it. And what you can do with this is you can contact, Google again through Street View,
Mm-hmm.
and you can ask them to blur out your house. Now, this is helpful because if people know your address and people know where you live, which let's say they found that information, if your house is blurred out, then yeah, they have your address, but they don't have a visual on your house. So if some a hole wants to try to dox me and put my information out there and put my house, here you go. What do you think?
Yeah.
Isn't it nice? I like the eaves on that. Aren't
It's
they
a
nice?
looker.
Yeah, the windows are beautiful.
It is.
But this is a really, this is pretty darn easy to do.
Yes.
And so let's say, let me find.
This is a permanent thing. You can't go back to Google later and say I want it unblurred. They're not going to be able to unblur it.
So I just put in somebody's address here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the people. So here's a house. Okay.
Yes.
So let's say this is my house, and I want to blur this out. What are the steps I have to do this?
Okay. All right. So you've already entered the street view, and then next you'll hit report a problem.
And that will be under, I'm
Um,
trying to find it here.
problem.
Suggest and edit,
You
um,
suggest edit.
what was that?
It could be under suggest and edit as well.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if you hit on your options here, if you hit
Mm-hmm.
suggest and edit, okay, um, you get some choices here. You get wrong pin location, missing place, add a fixed road, wrong information, your opinions about maps. So let's see about. Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure which option I would try here.
I would do. Let's see. Let's fix wrong info about businesses or places.
'Cause I don't remember how I did this. I did this a while
When
back.
I did it, it was totally. It said to hit report a problem, and that was at the bottom of the right corner. Um, oh goodness sakes, let's just wing it.
Let's see here. I thought there was something in. Well, let's see something here. Um, Let me see if I can try something else. 44. Okay, let's do 44 Elm Street again. Now, if I'm looking at this,
Mhm.
um, let's see if there's any other options here. No, there are not.
That is weird.
Let me see if I can open this up more. There are. Let me see if I open the picture up fully, if I
Mhm.
can do it.
Okay.
I don't know if it reflects it on Google Earth. I don't think it does because I think it's a different, since it's a different platform. It's
Yeah.
not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same. organization that owns it. Yeah, I can't find anything on here that says what to do with it.
Well, goodness sakes. Peppy says, I think you have to be logged into your Google account. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Yeah, I think I'm on my Google account. I should
Uh-oh.
be. I should be.
Okay.
Let me just double check though. Hold on. Um, Let me just double check. I'll make sure. I'll make sure I am before.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute, folks. Yeah, it's not helping me out here, folks.
Oh, crud. Well, I can,
Why don't you talk through it and let me see
I'll
if I
talk
can
through it.
find
Yeah.
if I
Since
can
it'll be
find it.
recorded.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So you'll type in your home address and then you'll enter the street view by clicking on the image of your property that appears. And then you're going to hit report a problem. And that should be at the bottom right corner of the window. And then you're going to select your home by centering the red box over it, choosing my home from the options. It's going to ask you for an email, and then you submit the report. And that should take 24 to 48 hours for them to blur that out.
Yeah, because it was pretty quick. It was
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
quick when I did it. Um, I'm
definitely.
I'm opening my Google from the cloud here. So let's see if I can walk through this once it downloads completely.
Okay.
Um, Hold on. Of course, it's lagging a bit, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Let's see here.
And while she's tinkering with that, I know a lot of people had asked, do I have to be a homeowner? What if I rent? The wonderful news is you can do this on your rental. It's like, no, Google will not actually make you prove that you're the homeowner. If you put in an address and say you're in a duplex and you want it blanked out, then they'll do it. So yeah, you could do it even if you rent.
Okay, hold on. I think what it's saying to do here is you go to Google Maps.
Yes. Oh, I'm
I think
sorry. I
that's
thought you
the
were
way to do it.
there. Oh,
No, I was
okay.
on Google Street View.
Oh crap. That's my
So
fault. I'm sorry. Yeah, Google Maps.
yeah, okay. Google Maps is now it's
There you
loading
go.
on here.
There you
Okay, yeah, yeah, I was gonna say that something's not right because it was a hell of a lot easier when I did it.
go.
Let's give it a second here. I have about 10 more seconds on here. Um, but as I said, the reason why I did mine a few months back is when Sean doxed me, I was reading comments in his chat, and people were actually talking about my house, saying, "Oh, that's a nice front yard.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's a big house."
Yeah, she's got a big yard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then once they find that, then it's game on. People start showing houses, and then you can zoom in. God forbid your car is in the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can get your license plate number, and it turns into a big shit show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a good thing to do. So. Okay, Google Maps is opening right now, and so I can give you a visual of exactly what Tracy's talking about here. So, okay, so I'm going to put in again a fake address. I'm going to go through the steps on how to do it, but obviously I'm not, because I'm not going to block this person's information here. So let's put in this one here. So we've got this information.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm going to show you. It shows me a red dot of where it is. Now, if I pull everything up here, it will say, let me, okay, so here's the information. This is just some rando house, okay? Nobody knows who it is. So here's the information here. How do I get how do I actually go about, first of all, and see this house?
Okay.
So
So then,
I have it here.
uh-huh.
I have it up, and it's giving me all it's giving me is latest, like local places to this house.
Right. See. So it says next to enter the street view. Clicking on the street view of that address that you put in.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So hold on a minute. Okay, open this up.
It'll be on YouTube, Georgie. You can rewatch
You
it.
know what? It's not giving me it. It's not
Oh,
giving me that option.
goodness sakes. Well, I tell you what. I can provide a step-by-step screenshot of it. Maybe they're just having issues today or something.
Yeah,
Goodness.
I don't know. I don't know. It's not giving me that option. It's giving me driving directions.
Does that have anywhere towards the bottom right to where you could click an option for report a problem?
Let me check.
Sure.
Okay, so here, okay, so like for instance, I just pulled it up again, and this is actually, I put in my address again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it's not giving me, any option to do anything.
Well, goodness.
Um, no, edit. No, it's not giving me anything.
Good gravy.
Not giving me a darn thing.
But yes.
Well, what we'll have to do is this. I will have to go on. Maybe I'll go on my computer later,
Uh-huh.
and I will find information on how to do that
There you
because,
go.
and what we'll do is we'll upload that exactly step by step would be easier.
Yes.
In fact, let me do this right now. Hold on, everybody. I got an idea. Let's go to removing your house from Google
Street view.
Street View. Okay, here we go. Okay, everybody sit back. It's story time.
Google Street View offers up a window into the world in all its bizarre and intimate glory. But that window might also happen to peek into your home.
Oh.
What that is something you want displayed on the internet forever. Think views in the bedroom windows, potential fodder for stalkers, and View, launched in 2007, provides a street-level view of cities and towns around the world. Captured by roving vehicles and individual photographers, the service has been controversial from the start, but sometimes in surprising ways. In 2008, the Minnesota suburb of North Oaks decided it didn't want photos of the neighborhood up on Google's service and threatened to cite Google for trespassing. Google complied with the request and pulled down the images. In 2009, lobbying organization Privacy International filed a formal complaint alleging that Google had failed to properly de-identify the people it captured. One complaint detailed a woman who had moved to escape a violent partner, but could be seen at her new home on Street View. Another case involved two coworkers who were caught in a, quote, compromising position and suffered embarrassment when the office saw the images on Street View.
Wow.
Maybe you're worried about an online stalker. Maybe you just don't want strangers peering in your window. Or maybe you value privacy for its own sake and simply don't want Google to have indexed and digitized photos of your home available online for the world to see. Whatever your reason, it's easy to ask Google to blur out the image of your home or apartment on Google Street View. Step 1. Go to Google Maps and enter your home address. Step 2. Drag the small, yellow, human-shaped icon found in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen onto the map in front of your house. Step 3. Click on Report a Problem, found in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Step 4, center the red box on your home, and in the Request Blurring field, select My Home. Step 5, fill in the provided field about why you want the image blurred. Perhaps it's something as simple as, quote, privacy concerns. Step 6, enter your email address and hit Submit. And that's all there is to it. But be warned, once Google blurs your house in Street View, the company claims it's permanent. And while it may be a good choice for privacy reasons, blurring the image of your house might cause some problems down the road, like when you're giving directions or if you're trying to sell the home. It's not exactly clear how long Google takes to process the request, so you might as well get started now. As we all navigate this new era of data sharing and privacy, it's important to think about what you want and don't want floating around the internet. Stay tuned with Mashable as we bring you more explainers about keeping your digital data safe, secure, and sometimes blurry.
And thank you. That video comes from Mashable. Thank you for for using, letting us use that, and let's give the shout out to where it is deserved there. So, again, that video I know was writing all that down is impossible. It will be uploaded so you can pause it and go through the steps on another device. Hide your house. Do that. It's very important. Very, very important.
And
Okay.
KK will have it on there too. I seen that in the chats. She's really good at getting everything on there too.
Okay. What else can we do?
Well, okay, so you've taken care of blurring out, your home from a Google search, but that's not going to eliminate it from showing up on all these third-party syndicated sites like Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. So there's several different ways you can deal with that as well. The quickest way would be to contact your agent that you used. Now, obviously, if you bought a home, you used a buyer's agent. Reason I say that is because you won't remember who that listing agent was. Yeah, I doubt you ever met that person, but your buyer's agent keeps that information at least for 7 years, if not longer, and they'll be able to get in touch with that listing agent. You can ask that listing.
Just for clarification, okay? Sure. When we bought the house we're in now, okay, and I want to contact the agent in order to get my pictures off of certain websites. I can't contact my real estate agent. I have to contact the real estate agent who posted the house that I bought.
You can contact yours to contact the listing agent. Reason being is, and personally I do this for myself, and I know it's this way in my state and many more. When I list a home and I hire a photographer to come out and do really nice photos, drone photos, whatever, those are my property. Those that I upload to that state's MLS become still my property. So in essence, you have to ask the listing agent to remove them for privacy reasons. 9 times out of 10, they will comply. Okay. So, and I'm sorry to interrupt you with that. So no,
go on with what you were saying.
No, that's fine. So yeah, that's the quick, easy way to do it. A lot of times if you say your buyer's agent, oh crap, I tried to get a hold of listing agent. She retired. She lives in, Maui now, and I don't know how to get a hold of her. So you can contact your state's MLS. All you have to do is Google whichever state you're in, and then just put in MLS.
Now, can you tell, what does MLS stand for?
It's called Multiple Listing Service. It is where basically it's our hotbed. For my state, it has 2 initials in front of it, indicating which MLS I belong to. It is where we upload all the listing docs. It's where all the pictures go into. It's where all your title, your information, everything to list a home goes up into that website. That's where the magic happens. That's where all the third-party syndicated sites pull their information from, which is like Redfin, Zillow, realtor.com. That's where they're pulling their information from.
Okay. So when you go to like MLS in your state,
Mm-hmm.
what are you looking for in terms of on this page to be able to contact somebody here?
So
Would
what
you
you're
just
doing,
go,
yeah.
would you just go to contact us?
Yes, you're
Okay.
going to be looking for a helpline, an 800 number, or an email because you can't access the MLS without being a member, and you can't be a member without being either an agent or a broker. So essentially, you're just going to look for an 800 number, and you can
Okay.
phone them and you can explain your plight. You can tell them who you are, give them your address, and just say basically, I really, for privacy concerns, want those pictures taken down.
And so
And nine,
if you look here under company, about us, contact us, privacy, all that kind of stuff. So
absolutely.
if you click contact us, obviously you'll get some type of a form to fill out. You
Mhm.
have questions about it, you'll fill out. I'm not going to put all my personal information in here. So if you have a question about it, select one. I want to list my property. Um, um, a buyer, a seller. Um, Canceling a foreclosure. You'd probably want to go to other for that
Other,
because there's
yes.
nothing listed. And then select one. I want to partner. I need archives. I need information on a specific property. That would probably be the one you pick. And then there'd probably be a reason. It says to put the information in there. So what you would do is put in the information. And what kind of information would you put into the email for them?
I
Like
would
what,
just,
so basically, what would you put in there, to get your point across?
essentially, I would just drive home that you wish the photos to be taken down for privacy issues.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honestly, nobody is going to butt heads with you when you make that statement.
Mm-hmm.
In the world that we live in and all the legalities and such that
Right,
we
right.
deal with in real estate. Yes. If you just strictly on the basis of privacy issues, 9 times out of 10, they will remove those for you.
And make sure you put privacy issues in there. That is the
Absolutely.
buzzword you want to make sure you put in
It
there.
is.
So people,
It is.
and you don't have to put in why. I mean,
No.
privacy issues can go from just not wanting people to see your house to, as we saw in that video about Street View, somebody who was a DV victim who had who had purchased a house, an apartment,
Mhm.
and was on Street View.
Yes.
You know, it could be as serious as that. I
Right.
personally don't think MLS is going to start asking you questions about, well, why do you want this? What's the privacy issue? They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
But you put in privacy issue, that's going to be enough for them to say, okay, you know.
Absolutely.
And then,
Absolutely.
have you, do you know what the turnaround on this is?
It's almost immediate. Like
Okay.
I said, they don't want to mess around legally. Once you contact them and express a deep concern for your privacy, typically, I know in my state it would be almost same day.
Okay.
Same day. Yes.
So now, when you take your information, and now it's scrubbed from MLS, the pictures of
Mhm.
your houses and all that.
Yes.
What happens now if you go to Zillow? Does Zillow don't they take the information and use that from MLS?
That's exactly what they do. So yeah,
Okay.
all those third party syndicated sites, Redfin, Zillow, they pull their information from that state's MLS. So once the MLS pulls the information, which is the pictures, then essentially it'll be a trickle down effect. Now, will it take Zillow longer? Of course it will. Um, that could take up to 1 to 3 days.
Okay.
I actually just had this situation happen not too long ago. I got a phone call. I didn't remember them. They weren't clients of mine. They said, well, you sold us the house in such and such town. I'm like, I listed that house and she said, yeah, that's what I meant. We were the buyers. Oh, okay, because I'd never met them.
Mm-hmm.
They could not get a hold of their old agent. She wanted her pictures down of the house. And she said, can you put in that request for us? I contacted my state's MLS. I said they wished, to have their pictures taken down. They too couldn't get a hold of the listing agent. So boom, down they went. And I remember looking it back up like 2 days later, and the pictures were gone,
That's
just
cool.
disappeared.
Now,
And
but
she said why too. Her reasonings was, it's nobody's business. Plus, her husband, who is law enforcement, said that opens a gateway for people to look at pictures of every room in the house.
mm-hmm.
I, I know as an agent, I try to stage my pictures in a way that you feel like you're walking through the home. Well, what's that doing to anybody else out there? That's
That's
giving
telling
them an
people
indication.
entry points.
Exactly. Where's your windows? Where's your back door? Where's the hidden doors? It's basically a gateway to say, hello, here's all my access points.
Right.
Here's where the
The
fence
best,
isn't.
right. Here's the
Yeah,
best way to get into my house.
exactly.
Here's a door that doesn't have a ring doorbell on it.
Exactly.
All that kind of stuff. It is really creepy when you think about it. Like,
Well,
you
yeah,
know,
when you get
how
this
much
into it, yeah,
information.
then you're like, oh dear. And I thought that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, essentially it took them a couple days, and to this day those pictures are not on there. So
Now that's not going to take care of all of the other information. Like all the other information regarding the house will still be on the MLS. It's going to
oh
have the
sure.
address. It's going to have the number of rooms. It's going to
Yeah,
have all that stuff. But what you're not going to have is a visual of the actual house.
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. They can still see how many square feet you have and how many potties you have in your house,
Right,
but they're
right,
not
right.
going to be able to see them.
Okay.
So,
Okay. That's good.
yes.
Okay, so we've covered now MLS and
Mhm,
the other third party
mhm.
websites that pull from
Yeah.
MLS. What's next?
Well, if the MLS in your state, because here again, I'm only licensed in my state, I'm not dual licensed anywhere yet. Um,
Yeah,
working on it.
yes.
Um, if they will not cooperate with you, which, some states out there are different, then the next step is to go to each and every site, go to Redfin, and you're going to claim your home. You're going to look up your home. You're going to hit claim my home.
Now, is there a site that I can go to? Because I know with Redfin, don't you have to register?
I think actually they make you. Yeah, as
Okay.
crappy as
Does,
it is, I think
does
they
Zillow
make
make
you.
you do it? Does Zillow make you register?
I think they all do. They want your data.
Okay.
I'm just going to put it out there. They
Let
want
me-
your data.
Right, it's true. It's true. Let me put in my address here and see, what we
Okay.
can do just by doing that, or if I have to make an account there, which I don't want to do. Okay, so I've got my house on there.
Okay.
Okay, and again, oh, and you know what? You know what's interesting?
What's that?
This is Zillow, and look at my house.
Look at that. It pulled it.
Yep,
Yay.
and that pulled it from Google Maps.
Nice.
So that's good. So
Absolutely.
so I guess then
Absolutely.
so I guess then, you could probably get rid of it. You don't even have to do Zillow.
Absolutely.
You could
So
just
apparently, see, I learned something new
let
because
me
I
check,
didn't, yeah,
let me
I didn't
check
even realize
Redfin.
that.
Let me
Yeah.
check Redfin and see because that actually will save people a lot of Redfin and see because that actually will save people a lot of time and effort if you can
Oh,
just do it
gotcha.
through Google Street Maps and have it all
Definitely.
taken off at one time. Let's take a look here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, let's check this. Well, will ya look at that?
Oh,
So this is Redfin now.
boom.
So that's awesome. So you can save a lot of time just by going right to Google Street Maps.
There you go.
And you taken off of everything. Now it still gives the description of the house
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. But
Right.
houses, your house pictures are not on there, which is
Absolutely.
exactly what you want. So
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's other real estate sites, things that you haven't even named, that it's probably the same thing.
Oh, yes.
Where it pulls that information, from a known source.
Mm-hmm.
That's an easy source to access. So, I suggest everybody start on Google Maps, do that, and it's going to take effect on a lot of these other websites, which is fantastic.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, so that's good
Nice.
to know.
Absolutely.
Do you have any other tricks to the trade here?
Well,
Does that
I
cover it for real estate?
as far as real estate, the only other one that I know of, and it's very hinky. Here again, it's state to state, is the tax assessor sites.
Yeah,
You get some of these people on TikTok who go real hard and go to tax assessor sites if they know your real name, or if
yep,
they have found your address, then they can really get nosy.
right.
Some of the tax assessor sites, if you contact them, you can, for here again, privacy reasons, ask them to redact the photo of your home. Now,
Okay.
they will refuse to essentially take off the address, how much you're being taxed on said home, all of that information, because unfortunately, that's public record.
Right.
That's you can't do anything about that.
Hmm.
But you can speak with your local tax assessor site, just explain the situation. Just say, that you, for privacy reasons, want to know if that can be redacted because they do have a program where it still appears to them, just not the public.
Right, right. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that you know, most most towns will help you out with that. Obviously, you're.
Absolutely.
Um,
Absolutely.
it's funny though. I have to run to the tax office tomorrow. I'll ask
Oh,
them.
no.
I'll ask them in my town if they do that. I just have to find information, regarding my parents' stuff
Right.
for probate. But I'm going to ask them if they do that, because I do know that in some towns, you can search a town's uh, base, like their go to their the tax page, and you could search how much people have paid in taxes,
Right.
for vehicles and all that stuff.
Right.
Personally, I don't think that information should be out there. I don't think that's
No.
anybody's business.
No. I agree. I agree. You're absolutely correct on that one. But yeah,
So yeah,
there's
check with your local tax office and see, first of all, see if your town offers something like that.
right,
Some towns don't do that.
right,
See if they offer that, and if they do offer where you can, search tax records for your personal use on the internet. Go to your tax office and see if they will redact your name and your information on there.
absolutely, absolutely. Or if you don't want your name associated with your home, you can legally create. Here's a little loophole for you. You can legally create your own LLC and put your home in the LLC's name.
Ooh.
Yes. So when somebody goes to trying to be sneaky peeky and look you up, they may only find, these three chickens LLC instead of,
These
Scammyclaus. So,
right, and
people out here where I live have done that. There's a lot that has their name, their home and their
right,
name
right.
associated together. So,
Now, and just for people that don't know, I mean, filing for an LLC there is a charge for that.
there is.
It's I don't think it's terribly expensive, but
Mm-mm.
it is something that if you wanted to go that far as to do that, you can do that.
Absolutely. It's up to you. It's your discretion on how exactly private you want to take things.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yes.
From a real estate perspective, anything else you got there? Any tricks?
No,
Tricks?
No, that's about it as far as the real estate. That covers, taking off your the photos of your house. I've noticed that's been a issue on
Absolutely.
TikTok streets lately, and it's kind of been bothering me. And I thought, well, there's things. Okay.
Well, not my real name.
No, 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 no. Um, I'm a firm believer that all your accounts should be private. But that's not always enough as having it private. I don't believe you should have a totally public viewable access to your Facebook. That is the quickest way, and that is the second place they look after Google is try to look you up on Facebook. Facebook is where you've got your family, your friends, you're posting pictures of your babies. First day of school, well, what did you do? You took a picture of your baby in front of their school. Here again, backgrounds give everything away. You just bought a new car and you left your plates on the car.
Mm-hmm.
You may not necessarily be able to run the plates, but the dealership put on those little.
Now, to tell you a little background here. So when somebody threatened to dox me and my
Yes.
family and extended family and all that, with my Facebook account, I thought everything was on private. So um, I had asked, I think I had asked you to check, and
You did.
what did you find?
Oh dear. Well, you were
Oh
under the
dear,
impression it was.
this is bad when
It is.
when it starts out with oh dear.
Well, but this is a good example. She Scammy thought that hers was totally private.
Yep.
I am not friends with Scammy on Facebook. So I was looking at it from a non-friend, which I should have not seen anything. But on the contrary, I yes, I seen plenty. I took screenshots and texted her, and I said, "Well, here's a beautiful picture of your kid. I got your wife's name.
Yep. Exactly.
How she's asking me. Well, a lot of times when you change your wallpaper or you change your profile picture, you think that stays private as well, and it doesn't. You have to literally go in there and make those settings for those options as well to be private too, because that will just show up on your timeline.
Yep.
It literally shows up even on private accounts. And when people comment on those photos, it shows up for the public to see. So when you have an endearing, like, oh, sweetie, you look so good in this picture. Aha, who's sweetie? And then they're clicking on that person who made that comment. The next thing you know, they've went down a rabbit hole.
Exactly.
And they've got your family's name and everything else.
And what I did was I was frenetic, and I went into Facebook. I think it's under the little cogwheel, the settings,
Yes.
and you go to safety and security, and I just clicked like the highest level of security on everything.
Absolutely. And it worked.
Yeah, and the only people that can see my stuff now are my friends.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter. There's a couple things that pop up, but it's nothing, important. But so now, pictures of my friends, my family, are not attainable by anybody that's not a friend of mine.
Absolutely.
So that's a big one. And coming on TikTok when I did, I never even thought that would be a problem. To have just normal settings on another social media app. But again, as we've seen, people will go to great lengths to dox people for no other reason than they're scum-sucking pigs.
Yes.
And they want to put that person kind of in a vice grip and squeeze them. They're pissed at them. They want to get back at them. There's no more of this name calling. Now they go to that nth degree of putting your family, putting your friends, putting your extended family in harm's way by showing their pictures. So,
yep. Absolutely.
Everybody lock down that. Lock down anything that you post any pictures of your family, vacations, vehicles, anything like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You just got to be so hyper vigilant.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, the slightest things can get picked up in the background. I mean, you may not think it's a big deal, but as Scammy said in last night's live when we were all watching Mr. Sean, it took two things that he has said and one picture of a kitchen. And in 1 hour, I ascertained his location. And I mean, it's that it was that simple.
Yep.
It was that simple,
Yep.
and it's scary.
And
And
you
that's
know,
the irony is we're having this live today because
right.
I want.
And oh, by the way,
Yes,
she also found out that when he was staying with his friend in Massachusetts,
yes,
he was actually trying to find a date.
yeah,
It was from October like 24th of 2024. He had a
yes,
post that said, "Hey, I'm looking for what was it? Like I'm looking for women and somebody who'd like to
yeah,
meet me and maybe go out, this and that." And there was
yeah,
somebody that replied to him.
yeah, yeah.
And was that the one that wasn't the mod, was it?
No, no,
Okay.
this was just some rando girl that because he also added that as long as she wasn't all about the money, which I kind of snicker about. I was like, Sean, you have no money.
Yeah, exactly. When somebody puts that in like a dating thing, and that is the big red flag, meaning dude's got no money.
Yeah,
So run
he's
away.
like, you know, that's
Run
right.
away.
But that brings up a good point about the Facebook thing to, or Book of Faces. I don't know if we can say that on here. Um, when you sit there and like pages or you join groups, because he quite literally joined this. It was a private group that he joined. That shows up on there too.
Yep.
Like it literally shows. So now your interests are out there. What if it's a localized interest? Like what if it's archery club of I keep saying Malibu. I don't know why. I don't
We'll
live
just
near
stick with
Malibu.
Malibu. We'll just.
Maybe I want to go to Malibu,
I don't
but
know if there's a lot of archery people in Malibu. Malibu doesn't sound like a hotbed for archery.
surfing
So
group in Malibu. There we go. Yeah. So, obviously if you see somebody's on and joined Facebook group, surfers in Malibu, they're gonna assume, duh, she's probably near the Malibu area. It's that easy.
yeah,
It's scary.
just sent you a picture of my kitchen. Do your worst. Oh, okay. We'll see what we could do. So, based on what you had, Tracy, written down and organized, and I don't have it in front of me, is there
Uh-huh.
anything else on that you want to talk about?
Oh, I can just mull over that, there's other sites out there. When you're Googling your name, you're going to come across maybe, um, there's a lot of, they sell your information online. Brokerages sell your information
Right,
online,
right, right.
Intellus,
Yeah,
all of
I'm
these.
gonna show. I'm gonna show that stuff tonight.
Oh, good, good, good.
That's a good transition. So, one of
Absolutely.
the things that I used a lot was Intellius. Intellius is a background search service. There is a fee to use it, and if you put in somebody's government first and last name, the more information you have that you can put in, the quicker and more pinpoint your result is.
Yes.
So if you have a birth date or anything like that, you put in that information and you're going to get all sorts of stuff. You're going to get other names used. You're going to get all the locations where they've lived. You're going to get all the phone numbers that they've used over time. You're going to get any criminal records. You're going to get family members. You're going to get possible family members. You're going to get a map of all the locations that they've lived. I mean, it is pretty freaking scary.
Mhm.
But like for somebody like when we were looking into Thomas and all that, it was helpful because we were able to kind of get an idea of where he's been and we're able to kind of focus in on where we thought he was going, where he's been already, so he can't go back there because he has warrants, things like that.
Right.
So I didn't know that you could get your information taken off of these sites. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you a quick video on how to remove your information from Intellius, because indeed you can have this information withdrawn. So if somebody puts your name in, your information will not come up. It is the same procedure pretty much for every single one of these background search websites. I've used this before when I have a possible tenant that's going to move into the house. This past time before we got our current tenant, I looked through background information on people, and it kind of gives you a little more insight than what you get on an application from a possible tenant, from a tenant application. So let me show you this video quick. This is from a page called The Savvy Professor, and this is how to remove your information from Intellius. So let's take a look at this.
And in today's video, we'll discuss how to remove your information from Intellius. Watch the video until the end to learn this and much more. Open your browser and go to Intellius.com. The link is in the description. Navigate to the bottom of the home screen. Under the Intellius Resources section, click Do Not Sell or Share My Personal Information. Click the View Public Data tools. Click Manage My Suppression Rules. Enter your email and check the box to agree to the terms of use and privacy policy, and click Continue. Go to your email and verify the email from Intellius by clicking Verify Email. Enter your date of birth, check the provided box, and click Continue. Enter your full legal name and check the box to confirm that it is your legal name. Click Continue. Choose the record you want to remove and click Continue. Select a verification method to verify your identity. Click Request Verification Code, enter the verification code, and your information from Intellius will be successfully removed. So, there you have it. Follow these steps to remove your information from Intellius. Thanks for watching. Till next time.
Now, obviously, the reason why I wanted to get this on video is because those steps happen so quickly.
Yes.
That you can't possibly, take that all in and be like, oh, okay, got it, because it's impossible to do that. Very similar to getting that from Intellius. Same thing for Ben Verified, which is a similar site.
Hey, today I will be showing you how to remove your information from Ben Verified step by step. Let's go. In the first step, you'll need to visit their opt-out page on their website.
Now this is important.
I couldn't find it on their homepage, so I will put the link on the screen and also in the description below.
So opt-out,
in these two boxes.
That's something you'll need to
add your
catch on
first and
YouTube.
last name. For this example, I will be using the name John Smith. Then select your current state. Verify that you're human, then click Search. Perfect. Now we need to find our profile.
So obviously there's a million John Smiths, so you have to make sure you choose the right one.
In this sidebar, you can refine your search, like adding a city or refining the age range. For example, let's say this is our profile. Click on Proceed to opt out. Next, just simply type in your email address, then click Send Verification Email.
So very similar to Intellius.
Don't forget to check your email and confirm the removal request. That step is crucial. But here's the catch. Ben Verified, like many data brokers, can easily add your profile back without warning. And the bigger issue? Ben Verified is just one of hundreds of websites that collect and share your personal data. Manually removing your info from each one can take weeks, and that's if you even know where to look. Want to skip the hassle of removing your info manually? Let Incogni do it for you. Incogni sends legal removal requests to hundreds of data broker sites, including Ben Verified, automatically. They handle the paperwork, the follow-ups, and the privacy headaches, so you don't have to. This protects your personal data, reduces scam calls and spam, and reclaims your online privacy. Click the link below in the description to get started with Incogni and get a special discount for taking control of your data today. Your information is out there. Let Incogni help you get it back. Thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope it helps. Don't forget to like and subscribe.
So there you go.
Till next
I
time.
mean, my suggestion with that is that, do a search for what are the most used background search websites. And I would take maybe the top 3 and do it yourself rather than having to pay a company to do it for you. But the top ones are going to be the ones that people have the monthly subscriptions to. Go to those sites, do it manually. Even though it might take you 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it really, if there's somebody, they have your address and they go to your house and they can't see it, that's going to be some more frustration they're going to have. Okay. If they go to Zillow and put in your address and they see it's blurred, that's going to start pissing them off because now they've hit, 3 roadblocks. Now they've hit, 3 roadblocks where they're trying to find the information on you and they can't find it. And then they're going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to go to Intellius and I'll find all the information. If you've taken that information off, though, they're going to put your information in there. Number one, they're not going to find it. Or number two, they're going to find somebody that has your wrong name or the same name, but it's going to be the wrong person. And not only will that person get pissed off if somebody puts their information out there, but, your information is safe and it's tucked away. So, these people, a lot of these people that do this nasty shit on this app, aren't going to sit there and keep hitting roadblocks and trying to find another way that they can get around it. Because chances are, like we saw with Google Maps, Google Street View, if you do blur that one out, it's going to hit many other different third-party sites that actually use Street View to show your house. So, is this all foolproof? Is it going to block every single site on the internet that's going to have your information? No, it's not going to do that. Is it going to be more difficult and more time consuming for somebody to do it? Yes, it is. And we know how it is on TikTok. People, the focus of people changes all the time. So if you're somebody that is getting threatened with doxing, if your information's not as readily available as somebody else, chances are they're going to go to somebody else instead. Where you got to keep yourself safe. I mean, we've seen it, just happen to me how many times? I mean, it's happened a ton of times. So you need to make sure, you protect yourself. It's as simple as that. Why aren't there any? Do you see any comments on here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because all I see is all this invite. Oh, okay. Because all I see is all this invite stuff from people.
No.
So that's what I I wanted to go over the background search stuff. Tracy wanted to go over the real estate aspect of it. My suggestion to you guys again is go to YouTube. Where this will be uploaded. Go to KK's site, YouTube page, and slow the live down. Pause it when the directions are being given, so you can access the proper directions step by step in order to be able to wipe as much information as you can off the internet. So I hope people. I have a feeling that I froze up, Tracy. Can people?
No.
Yeah, you can hear me because you're in a box, but I'm wondering if my internet froze. Can you guys hear me down in the chat? I just want to make sure. Okay, good. So, anything else you wanna add, Trace? Or are you?
I'm just honestly, I don't want anybody to be like, oh dear, and be scared after this live. That was not the intention, is to scare you into thinking you can't even say hi to somebody. You just need to be careful. We're living in, I don't know how to say it, volatile times today. I was just today, excuse me for that. I was, you know, perusing the TikTok streets, and all I have seen is banter of people disagreeing about recent events, and everybody's trying to get everybody fired. They're going after people's personal information, trying to get people fired over differences of opinions. And, what better time to have this kind of live? It's just, I don't care for what happened to Scammy, several times with people doxing her. There's been several other people. I love KK to death on here. She has also been a victim of it several times where people's released far too much information than they should have. It's ridiculous. We're not trying to scare you. We're just trying to let you know how easy it is. Thank goodness I'm a good guy, because like we said, it don't take a whole lot. If somebody's really paying attention, they can find you. So make it really hard on them to find you.
One of the other things that if any of you guys have LinkedIn or anything, I would go to that website and check their security and their privacy things. I have a very old one that's not even updated. But obviously, if somebody's going to be looking into your job and try to find you and try to F with you and your job, you may want to make that private. And you may want to do what you can to, hide any pictures you have, hide employment, past employment, current employment. I know the whole point of it is having your information out there for possible employment opportunities. But, in this day and age, especially with the shit that's going on this app, that is just one way that somebody can quickly find out where you live, or the vicinity of where you live, where you're working, and there goes some idiot calling your job. You don't need that. You don't need it.
Nope.
So, but that's all I have to say, Tracy. It sounds like you've pretty much given out all your tips tonight. Again, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube. It was a little bumpy start there, guys, and I apologize for that. But go to YouTube and watch the video. Pause where you need to. Go through the steps, especially on the YouTube clips that I showed. And take the time to protect yourself. Take your time to protect where you live, your family, all that stuff. And, do what you can to make it more difficult for these people on this app that are doxing. Make it more difficult for them to find your information as much as you can.
Yes.
Okay, so that's pretty much all I have for tonight. I mean, that was, the information that we wanted to disseminate to you. Tracy, I want to thank you for doing, the research that you did on all of this, bringing this information forward to people who didn't know it. And thank you for suggesting this. I think that this was much needed. And I think that the views on YouTube will be pretty high because, it's much easier to rather, hear somebody talking and giving you directions, to see something step by step. And if there's anything that you missed, YouTube is your friend, folks. Go to YouTube and then type in, how you want to get your personal information deleted from, and then, click the name of the website or anything like that. And you should be able to have no problem finding step-by-step directions on how to do that.
Absolutely.
So, Tracy, thank you so much for coming
Thank you.
and helping. All the mods in here, thank you so much. everybody that came in. Appreciate it. And we'll see. I'd like to hear from you guys. Let me know. Message me if you went ahead and did the Google Street View stuff. Let me know how long it took it to be blurred. I'd like to see kind of what the turnaround with that is.
Absolutely.
And we will see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. See what the time is for the turnaround. And other than that, that's all I got tonight, folks. Today's what? Today's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. We'll see if. Thank you, Drama Talk. We'll see. If Sean is. I highly doubt he's going to. I think he's going to take a couple of days off now. We'll see. But if anything comes up, I will go live. If anything comes up, I will go live. Other than that, I don't have anything planned, for tomorrow. But again, you never know what happens on this crazy app. We'll see. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Good night.